Hi guys, this is Joy Ani, and this is my channel, Joy Ani Scrapping in My Own Private Idaho. And today I am doing day 4 of Christy's Beautiful Life, which means I am 5 days behind. I used to really rush it and try to finish these, but the layouts are so beautiful, I want to do them justice. So I am going to go ahead and just plug along at my own pace. I am making this layout an 8 by 8. So the layout is by Erin D. And this is a lot of fun, and I had to put a lot of thinking into this. She has the dimensions, so if you want to try this out, and this would be a perfect layout if you have 6x6 paper. Everything she's used, basically, except for the base, you could use with a 6x6 paper pack. So if you have 6x6 paper packs, break them out and let's get started. So my layout is going to go as this. So I like to do one side at a time, and I'm trying to watch my monitor to make sure that I don't cut things off, because I just love to bring everything down where you can't see them, I guess. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So the base is an 8 by 8. It's going to go in my grandson's 8 by 8 album, and 8 by 8 albums are just something I started with doing this year because it works out really well for him. That way he can hold his albums and not get smushed. So the first thing that I'm going to do is so she calls for a 6 by 6 square, and then you cut it at an angle. Mine is 8 by 8, so which is basically 25% less. So I went ahead and cut my squares at 4 by 4 and then put them in an angle, and I think that's going to go ahead and keep the dimensions fairly easily. So I'm going to go ahead and put those angles on first. I am just going to get a smidgen, about 1/4 of an inch from the edge, so that you can see both papers. This is a super old pack called Stardust. It's an old close to my heart paper, which is a lot of fun, and I believe this was the bulk paper. That's a lot of times if I have a lot of stuff left over, that is what I have left. Oops, and I'm looking and seeing. Okay. I hope I don't forget anything. So I'm going to put both of those off to the side like that. I'm still on screen. I'll scoot this over a little bit so you can see where I'm putting it over there. See how I just want to peek at that paper on the side. Then she has, the next papers that really kind of stand out is she has kind of 4 squares off to the side. She has them as 3 by 3, and I have them as 2 by 2 because my layout being 8 by 8 is slightly different. So I made this is old honey paper. So if you have this paper pack, the coordinating color is honey, and you can see that she kind of sets it on the sketch. She kind of sets it on the triangle like this. I'm going to put a little bit more adhesive on here because I have embossed this, and when you emboss things, they tend to break free a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and set that right there, and I'm going to set those so when I'm coming in, this is about, let's just make it a nice even, so I'm in a 1/2 inch and I'm up a 1/2 inch from the bottom. I hear someone coming down the stairs, so if we hear noise, then we'll just go ahead and continue on. And I'm going to do the same thing, whatever I'm doing on the left side, I'm also doing on the right. So I am going to go ahead and come up a 1/2 inch from the bottom here, and a 1/2 inch in. And I'm putting lots of adhesive down because when it's embossed, it will break free a little bit. Okay, slide that back over so you can see it. I also have, she also has, she doesn't have them quite in the corner, but I'm going to go ahead and stay true to form. But I think I want to put my pictures down first to make sure that it all fits. I always like to dry fit, which a dry fit, it means you are putting all your paper pieces down, making sure everything works before you commit with adhesive. So she has this at about, it looks like, her title goes down a little bit, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to have a half an inch in, down, and I'm about 3 inches down. So that is this is another layer. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that layer, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom. So it's a half an inch, we'll just say a half an inch in and a half an inch to the bottom. I won't be heavy-handed in that way. If I change my mind, I can. All right, I'll take this one off. And this helps me get the other things straight. So on this one, I'm going to have it 1 inch from the left side and 1 inch down from the other. Her measurements are slightly different because she did a 12 by 12 and I'm doing an 8 by 8. All right, then I'm going to do a half an inch down and a half an inch in. And I'm adhering in this. So the cool embossing pattern on this is from one of the Stampin' Up! Embossing folders. It's one of my favorites. It's called Round We Go, I think. I will link what it's called and everything about it in case you don't have it or in case you want to use it from your stash. All right. Next, I am going to, I think I'm going to put the pictures in first. And this is of my little guys. And so this one kind of, it overshoots, and I like to use measurements so that I can get things straight. I think I'm going to put this at 6 inches down, which, yeah, that. I'm going to do 6 inches down and down and 2 inches in. It does seem like it's really high, but I do have some things to put under. I am just very lightly adhering this one because I have things to stick under. So I need to stick under my circle. Make sure I have room for that. I'm going to have my 2 bottles. I'm not finished with those yet. I'll show you what we're going to do with these. And I'll show you how I made these. They're Cricut cut, but I actually I changed the cut because I do not like little teeny tiny pieces. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that because I do like it. Adhere this down here. This is a 3-inch punch, in case you're wondering. And I'll tell you the sizes that I cut things. So this is a 1/2 inch by 4. 3 by 4 is my favorite size of pictures. That way, if you're like me and you're not a very good photographer, they still look good. I'm going to set these over here like this. And then I will show you my little teeny tiny, I hope I will show you my little teeny tiny letters. Okay, so my favorite thing that Stampin' Up! Sells is this die. It is an alpha die. It's all in one. There are a few other letters, I think, that are Russian or German or whatever. They have more than one E. They have more than one A. And this is, it's 3 by 5.5. And I just cut out everything else. I'm notoriously bad about losing my stamps if they're small or losing my dies. So this way, you're never going to lose that. And you can cut them out all at once. So and it's pretty much the perfect size. So I run that when I have small little tiny things, I am the world's messiest gluer. So what I do is you put the letters in. This is called the xeron. You put the letters in, C. And all of these xerons I've actually got at garage sales. I haven't bought any of them new. In fact, my first introduction to a xeron was at a garage sale. I hope it doesn't run out. Well, I have two, so. And a lot of times people will buy them, and yeah, and then they sell them at garage sales. So the refills are actually a lot of times more expensive than the item itself. Okay, so I'm going to put cheers. So these little guys, they're 2, and my grandson, he cheers everything, which is interesting. He learned it from his other grandparents, and they're pastors, but we can have cheers and not be. We're totally non-alcoholic, which is funny. But every time you get a cup out, and he's got a cup out, he's going to do cheers. He's not quite 2. So I'm going to put cheers here. The nice thing about this too is it is I have a little bit of time, so like if I didn't like that and I wanted to move it over, I could. Okay, so let's talk about, so there's my title. Let's talk about these bottles. So these bottles, this is a Cricut design space file, but instead I changed the function from a cut to a draw, and that drew this out and gave me my bottles, and then I colored those in to match my paper, and then the cut version of it looks like this, and I'll actually show it to you on the Cricut. So if you cut out that design, this is what it looks like when it's cut, and this is what it looks like when it's drawn. I don't like teeny tiny pieces, and that's why for this one, for the title, Drinking Buddies, I did not want to mess with those small letters. So I just put them together, and then this, when I cut it out with, when I did the cut feature, oh dear. I'm going to have to deglue this because it's on the wrong side. So when you do the design space file, and I'm going to do a white pen right here. So this is sticky on the wrong side. So I will de-stick this, but right now I just need it to go on here so you can see what it's going to look like. Actually, that will work fine because I will place this one under here. We'll put them right here. Let's put our little picture down. Sorry, I have to cover up their cute, adorable faces because they are not my children and nobody wants to see them on, well, no. So I'm going to put them right here. And you'll notice that because this is an old paper pack, I just stripped it out. I could have put this as a 4x6 piece of paper, but instead I cut a 2x4 and a 1x4, so that the 2x4 is up at the top and the 1x4 is at the bottom. I'm going to try to straighten this up a little bit. Oops, his little face is trying to shine through. It's kind of like playing peekaboo. Okay, they're in their little play fort and they're cheersing with their little bottles. Very cute kids. Okay. And I'll put the journaling on here, how every time we have drinks out, that my little guy likes to cheer. Okay, so that page is finished. Now we're going to go over to this side. So we have everything down. We're going to just go ahead and put our picture. This is them on the inside, and they're cheering. I got to go back to my guide so it looks, so I have this little base piece, and this one's a little bit farther over. And a sketch, if it doesn't work, like I changed the title a little bit, if it doesn't work, you can always change things a little bit. So I'm going to put this one here, and it looks like I might have lost a piece, and if I have, we're just going to continue on. Remember, when you come on to the site, when you come on to watch the video, the finished product is the picture that you'll see. I always do a little bit extra after I go off stage, just because, off stage, oh that sounds funny, off camera, just so that I can be a little less nervous. Okay, so this one's going to go here like this. Okay, and we've got this up here like this. Seems a little low. I might have to raise that one up. I really do like this, and I'll probably do this. Well, that's crooked too. Me and my crooked eye. Let me get my ruler out. It feels, I love, so let me tell you a little bit about Christy's Beautiful Life while I do this. So Christy's Beautiful Life is a Facebook group challenge. They have 30 days of sketches, and they do it 3 times a year. They do it in October, March, and July. And it's great if you can do a sketch a day, but if not, just plug along at your own pace. Last time they had the challenge, I finished mine, they started in July, and I finished mine like middle of September. But the sketches are so good, you want to finish all of them because they're beautiful. And what is great about this is, I'm going to set this down super light because the struggle is real and I'm being very crooked. No, that has to come down. Sorry. There are all kinds of different ideas. I was going to use the base page to be the dark and this to be the light, and then I saw how someone had done their color and I thought, oh, I want to do it like that. So you have a sketch a day, and there are probably, on a non-busy day, I would say that there are at least 40-50 people making a layout from the same pattern, so you know you're going to get good ideas. And a lot of times if I don't know how to do something and I think, oh, that looks so cool, I'd love to do that, you can pop on and a lot have a YouTube channel up, and so it's just fun. And if you are watching YouTubes, please like and subscribe. It really helps the people. Most of the people that are playing along with this aren't people that have thousands and thousands of subscribers. They're just girls that are just wanting to have fun with sketches, and the liking and subscribing just encourages them that, oh wow, I watched your video, I had an idea or two, and this is what I did. I try to include the things that I used. Most of the things that I'm using today, there are a couple things that are current that you could buy, like the letters from the Cheers and this cool embossing folder. But I came from close to my heart, and I am very determined to, oh, I did that wrong, sorry, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm very determined to use up my stash. That is my, that's what, sorry, I did this wrong. I cannot multitask. So my goal is to use up what I have. I loved Close to My Heart's paper. The packs are still timeless, even though this particular pack is probably 15 years old. But no worries, because it is still beautiful paper. It's still something that I can use, and so I will continue on using it. And it just goes to show you, I'm not the type of person that buys everything that comes out, and I am also not, if I buy it when it is no longer available, I don't sell it. If I buy something and if I like something and I buy it, I am going to use it until I no longer have a use for it. And that might be, so when you watch my videos, they might have retired stuff, but I bet you still have retired stuff and things that aren't current in your stash too. So let's use what we have. And I've always wanted to be a good steward of what God has blessed me with. So, no, this is not right. Sorry, I am on the struggle bus. I can't seem to get my brain. Okay, I'm going to have to put this down and then I can talk. Sorry. You know how they say, well, some people can't walk and chew gum? That would be me. Okay, so I'm going to put this down. It's a base page, and I'm going to put it right here. And then the picture overlaps. I've got to hide my little guys. Gotta pull this up. The picture overlaps, and it overlaps like this because I'm going to also put the title up there. So I'm going to put them down there, and this goes across like this. Yay! What, third time is a charm. Anyway, so, and I will put the measurements that I use, the paper that I use, and the goal is if you want to do something similar, then you will know what it is, and especially if the retired colors, because and there are all kinds of people, if you're not for sure about the retired colors, that's supposed to come up. Let's try again. You know what? I'm going to start with this. Maybe I'll start with this one. I'll start it like here. Let me get my ruler. Okay. 10.5. One of these days I'll learn to edit and you won't have to watch me go on and on and on. So this overlaps the yellow like this. But it does have to come down a little bit because I've got my title. And then the best laid plans. See, when I get too chatty, then, and look at this going 21 minutes. Most of my videos are 15 or less. Okay. All right. And then I have my drinking. Makes us sound like we're luscious, but really, oh, and of course the tape ran out. Now I'm going to have to. Let's see if I can this tape runner to work. Well, that's the problem with these cheap tape runners. This is going to go up here, drinking, and then Buddies goes right down here. I have some other stars I'm going to add, and I did not bring the pop dots up, but I will add those. So I'll add a star here, and we'll do a little bit of embellishment there. So that is pretty much my, and you know what, I'm thinking I'm going to add, now that I'm looking at this and the sketch, let's bring it together, and we'll see what we're missing. Oh, see what we're missing right here. So that is the 2 by, I think I'm going to add a yellow circle like this right here, because she has it right here. I think that'd be really cute. And I'm going to pop dot some stars. I'm going to fussy cut some of these stars out of the paper and add them there, and then my layout will be done. But I hope you will try this sketch. It is a lot of fun, and it gives a cool look. Like when you look at the pattern from a distance, see how you can see that it has a fun little pattern that goes with it. So I would like to thank Erin for creating this sketch, and I hope you will watch me tomorrow, and maybe I will have less issues. And if you you might want to try if you've got a Cricut pen, buy a Cricut pen. The next time, if you're a Cricut user, buy a Cricut pen and see how fun it is to go ahead and use a Cricut pen. And see these little spots here? Off screen, what I will do is I will take my white gloss pen and I will go ahead and fill those in. I hope you like this layout, and I hope you will like and subscribe to my channel. I'm also doing 31 days of countdown to candy, so if you would like to pop over and see that, that would be great fun too. Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.